Juxtaposition Arts is a non-profit organization located on the north side of Minneapolis. Juxta offers free art programs for kids with a passion and talent in the arts.
Juxtaposition Arts is an art and culture center that functions as a CUC in some ways, and it's been around for about 16 years formally.
Located half a block north of Emerson and Broadway in North Minneapolis, Juxtaposition has been teaching students and putting up public art for over 16 years. They often bring in visiting artists to help instruct students in a diversity of artistic styles. Started by two local artists, Roger Cummings and Peyton Russell, Juxta's offerings provide art instruction to urban youths that commonly don't have the access or opportunity to get involved in the art process. Students involved in the program develop artistic techniques as well as learn how to make a living in the art world.
Juxtaposition's audience is kids from 8 to 21 that are artistically inclined, that would like to take their art and independent livelihood to a higher level. Kids that don't traditionally have opportunities to high-level art. So those whose parents don't necessarily have memberships to major museums and things like that. We'd like to focus on kids who don't necessarily have those opportunities and give them these opportunities or introduce them to the different things that are out there. Our students are mostly very self-determined, non-conformist, most of them. A lot of times they're outsiders, so they don't necessarily feel a place either in school or in kind of mainstream. And this is like a place where kids can come and discover, who they are, and even find, peers and support and friends that are non-traditional thinkers and non-traditional practitioners of arts.
You have a God-given talent. I think it's your duty to share it with all people. And working with kids, passing on my skills to the younger generation and leaving behind fine examples of public art is the only inspiration that I can give, I think.
Sure, we teach traditional art, charcoal, still life, oil painting, acrylic painting, everything that goes into what you would think of as arts literacy, so art and design principles. And then we do public art, which comes in the form of murals and in the form of placemaking. So we touch a little bit on architectural principles and theory, landscape architectural principles and theory, a little bit of urban design, and a bit of urban planning. One of the goals at Juxta is to be able to have people in the neighborhood, people in the community, students at Juxta see themselves reflected more in their environment. So when you walk outside, you look at buildings, streets, cars, and you don't see any of the contributions of people who look like you or come from where you come from. Sidewalk saving lives and addressed health disparities through AIDS. So being able to inform people about AIDS, who it impacted, what's some of the things that you can do to address this thing that impacts our community very disproportionately. And a good way that you could do that is art.
Over time, Juxtaposition students have sold works created in classes where they have learned to develop skills in printmaking, drawing, painting, sculpture, aerosol, textile design, collage, environmental design, banner making, multimedia construction, and many other artistic mediums. Along with developing their artistic abilities, students are able to have the chance to learn about independent livelihood and making money as an artist in the community.
One of the things that we teach at Juxta is how to present your work and how to present yourself. So how to present your ideas, how to present your concepts. And that helps a lot with any future employment or bringing your ideas to scale. Another thing we teach kids how to do is to write their bios, to write artist statements, and to be able to articulate really well what their motivation is for doing, their specific art. Where it comes from, as far as context, what the process was, and then where they want their art to go and where they want themselves to go. And those things will translate over to, those are like marketable skills. What we would do is connect them up with institutions, connect them up with individuals who are doing things that they see themselves doing or would like to do. We help them with letters of support. We help them with doing their resumes. We help them with filling out their college applications. And portfolio development is like really big here. So 10 years ago we would make all the kids portfolios with slides, and now a lot of that is going on CD, and a lot of their work is like electronic, which makes it a lot easier. So those are it's a good way to prepare kids and start them off early, even 10, 12, 14 years old. One, knowing how to talk to grown-ups and potential employers or potential college recruiters, but then also having a body of work and a direction on where you want to go, and to be able to speak to people about that.
I've been in juxtaposition for about 13 years. Started when I was 7 years old. So yeah, I guess it would have been 1997 is when I came into the program, and that summer the summer of '98 is when I did my first mural. So currently, I'm studying the arts in school. I really hate that aspect of it. They always want you to paint fruit or draw a drape, and I'm just like, this is boring. But because I've always, I started off doing, graffiti art, I guess you could say, doing lettering and stuff like that, writing. So my style is real graphic. I'm used to thick black lines, solid colors. That's kind of how I go about painting and drawing. It's really dynamic. And so when I'm not doing the boring stuff, I try to find time to draw on my own, do a little bit of cartooning, illustration, and do the stuff that I really like to enjoy. So overall, I just draw and paint and do my thing, just in general. I guess the most important thing I really learned at Juxta probably wouldn't have anything really to do with art. It would probably have more to do with an attitude that comes with being an artist. I think that it's, especially as you get older, and this is with anything, but but with art as well, you have a lot of people that really want to mold you. They see that you have good line quality or good technique. They see you have good observational skills, and they're going to really want you. They think you'd be really good in this, and they're going to try to mold you to what they think art should be. I think that, kind of coming up, growing up with Roger, being around Deanna, I don't know if you're familiar with Peyton, but Peyton was a big part of developing me as an artist and as a person, growing up. He was with Juxtaposition for a long time. Really having a certain amount of tone deafness to everything else around you, even the people that you respect sometimes, because you have a unique vision. And certainly people are going to try to mold you, and that's important. But you really do need to have a certain amount of tone deafness, because that's where you really find your own creativity. That's where you really are able to express yourself.
For more information about programs and other events happening at Juxtaposition, visit www.juxtaposition.org.